Peace, love, and lights. How are you guys doing today? Today, we're going to be talking about how you can transform yourself and specifically through symbols. And by the time we finish this video, we're going to know exactly what things we can do and how we can transform ourselves through symbols. So let's get straight into today's topic. Yes. So I spoke of this the other day. I don't know if you guys seen my video on the 3 ways to transform yourself. I think you guys should see that. I'll be leaving that in the description box so those who are interested in knowing all the 3 ways you can transform yourself, you can check that video out. Today I'll be specific, I don't know how to really say that word, specifically talking about symbolic transformation. And symbolic transformation, this type of transformation involves us using images, objects, words, and these images, objects, and words, when we see them, they invoke a certain emotion or a certain action that we now will want to take once we see these symbols. And unlike logic communication, our intellect, how much we know, us, bouncing back ideas, just communicating how we feel, expressing our thoughts, that is like logical communication. But with symbols, it more resonates with our emotions, our memories, and our intuition. So these allow us to access and explore feelings that might be difficult to express in plain words. So when I like to think of what symbols invoke in us is like our subconscious energy, the energy that's like not really, we'll see something, but we'll feel something, but not really say it. It's like your feelings, like you're in a room and you're seeing someone act a certain way that, it is how people usually act like this, or signifies like this person's moving in a dangerous way or in a shady way because of certain actions and ways that they're moving. And maybe you're not communicating this, but you're getting a certain feeling, a certain emotion, and this emotion is helping, is making you react to like, hey, I don't want to be here, and but you're not communicating this. So these are like feelings, and that feeling is having its own communication, whether we are aware of this or not. So that's one way it can happen. But we see symbols all throughout life. We may not be aware of this, but just the symbols that we see, just think about the heart. The heart is not just the shape, but when we see the heart symbol, we think of our connections with other people. We think of the energy of love and nurturing and, being with another person in our heart, them completing our heart, So in therapy, you can use these symbols. Use these symbols because they express more than what the words can really say. We'll send a heart to someone, and that can be like, I love you, or, that made me feel good, It has so many different meanings when we can put a heart in, when we send someone a message. Even in many cultures, the snake is seen in so many cultures, and this is a powerful symbol that is used for transformation. Because when you think about a snake is shedding its skin, it's releasing what no longer serves, and it's regrowing, rebirthing into new skin. So that is very symbolic to, the snake is very symbolic to transformation. Also, we see numbers. I know many of us are, or if we didn't know, we'll see 111, we'll see 555 and 333. These numbers are symbolic because these numbers also, everything has an energy behind it, and numbers have an energy behind it. And if we're seeing these numbers and we're seeing them a lot, we pick up our phone, someone's saying it, every time we pick up our phone, we're seeing the same numbers. This can be a symbolizing not just that, hey, it's 555, but hey, 555 actually has a meaning, but hey, also that our communication, or it could be our ancestors, it can be our spiritual guides, it can be just the universe is connecting to you through those numbers and is nudging you to pay attention to these numbers because there is some type of message or some type of awakening they want you to happen so that you can really grow, or whatever that message is symbolically saying. Because 555 has a lot to, for example, 5 has to do with expression and traveling and freedom. So if you're seeing those numbers, try to Google what those numbers mean. Yeah, we Google's our friend. So if we see numbers, we can always Google. We're seeing certain words throughout the day, Google what they mean. You can also check out the etymology dictionary to get a understanding of where words came from, so you can understand the root of where the word came from and the real meaning of certain words. And again, I'll put that in the description box, so I won't forget. Because yeah, so we have that. And just other symbols that we may see. The butterfly, which symbolizes transformation. We see moon phases. Certain cultures use moon phases, you know, new moon, new energy, full moon, moon is full release, or moon has a lot to do with the feminine energy because of the cycles. That has its own symbolism. Or water, because the moon is connected to the tides. So that has its own symbolism. Then there's the tree of life and growth, and how everything is made within the tree of creation. There's the yin and yang symbol, feminine and balance between feminine and masculine. When we see that, you know, automatically connects us to an energy that we're familiar with, or some of us may not be familiar with. There's the rainbow. Some of us use it as, you know, a way to express our sexuality, our sexual preferences, or some of us use it as joy, or bringing color and life into, you know, whatever that means for us. Some of us, you know, when we see it, it's happiness and all those feelings that it brings. Then we have the Ankh, we have the cross. In ancient times, they used the Ankh, which was a symbol of the father, the mother, and the circle be like the creation, the son, the child. And then in modern time, not modern, but Christianity, they use also a symbol that looks similar to the Ankh is the cross. And that was where Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross. So many Christians, when they see that, that invokes certain feelings or emotions that tell them to pray, or just to connect with that energy in any way that they know how. So these are just normal ways in our everyday life that we see symbols, and they have certain deeper meanings behind it. When we see them, it's not just the shape or the color or the size, but an actual deeper meaning. So yeah, so how can we use symbols to transform ourselves? So ways we can use symbols to transform ourselves is through art. So using art that was created by someone else. When we see these certain art, certain way that the artist is portraying these symbols or character or whatever emotion they're trying to evoke, it can help the visualization of the art, can help us process our own emotions, help us align with some of the feelings of things that we need to release or go through, or maybe that picture, that visual was the emotion and what we were feeling, but we couldn't express it in words. Also, we can create our own art, and we can do that through sigils. If you would like me to help you create your own sigil, I can do that. I created my own sigil, and the sigil is just there's a few techniques on how it's done, but it's just the way and how you can develop your own symbol, which I think is pretty dope. And anytime you see this symbol, it will remind you of that intention that you're trying to set, that manifestation you're trying to see happen in fruition, because our manifestations are connected to us getting something that we never thought or can imagine happen, and it can happen. And yeah, we can use those certain symbols and art to help us to remember and align. Because when we see it, we will now realign. Like, boom, I remember I'm trying to work on not smoking. I'm trying to work on my anger. I'm trying to work on not procrastination. When we see that, now if it's it will help us to align in that energy. And we can even put these arts or these symbols in jewelry pieces. We can wear them as necklace pieces, as reminders, jewelry, whatever way, so that when we see them, we're also invoking these emotions. Because we walk around, we leave our house, sometimes we're not always in our homes or in our spaces to see these things, so we can carry it around when we go to work or when we're out in public. And also seeing these symbols as, you know, objects, putting them in our house, putting them in our car, putting them in our places that we frequent, our healing spaces, or just our spaces in general, in the kitchen, so that when we are doing our day-to-day, we're aligning with these symbols and our intention, our manifestation, so that we can lock in this energy. So yeah, you can create an altar, and that altar can have certain symbols, even archetypes, that are an embodiment of the energy that you're trying to release, heal, or manifest. And with that being said, yeah, another way is through storytelling or through archetypes. Because when we explore these archetypes through stories and symbols, this can help you and help us to connect with the universal themes and the patterns that are in with our own life. And when we hear these stories, it can be so relatable to some of the experiences that we're going through, and some of the experiences that we want certain archetypes that have a certain energy. We can now embody that, or be like, boom, oh, okay, that's something that I feel like my energy resonates with, and that can just bring out a even more connection that, hey, we're not alone in this. Another way is through symbolic affirmations. So a way we can transform ourselves is repeating words. The more we repeat words, we can be on one state thinking about, hey, what to do tomorrow. But when we set forth, and this is something you want to do not just one day because you're watching this video, but you want to set an alarm, set a habit. If you watch my other video, I'll tell you how to set and how to repeat, how to create repetition, create habits in my video on how you can only transform yourself through these three things. You can see in my repetition part how you can create habits out of these practices. And affirmations is something you want to create a habit. It's not something you want to do this one time, but the more you create a habit, the more you're getting into that energy and you're practicing. So you're reprogramming yourself to get into that energy of positive thinking, positive, and not even just positive, but just intentional words that align with what you are trying to manifest, release, heal. Yeah. So developing a practice of symbolic affirmation is definitely another way you can transform yourself through symbols. And another way, because symbols, we see symbols in our dreams, and when we're in our dreams, we are with our subconscious. We're not really conscious in our dreams. We're tapping into our subconscious self. So our dreams have messages that we have to really dive deep, and we should really just be paying attention to our dreams and certain images, certain, like, in our dreams we'll have certain animals, there'll be celebrities, there'll be certain colors, shapes, all these different symbols that can really, or certain words that were said that kept being said, or certain things that just kept happening, or how certain things happen. This is for us to really pay attention, be in control, and understand the messages, because we're always being guided. So when you pay attention to your dreams, you can pay attention to and explore the symbolic language of your subconscious, so you can gain insight onto your inner world. And it's so beautiful practice to do. So keeping your dream journal, anytime you wake up, you jot down some of those things. Maybe you can use Google to kind of understand, because Google has been a great tool to understand some of the themes if you don't understand it yourself. Or if you don't understand it yourself, another thing that you can do to understand what symbols even are, and like, because once you understand certain symbols like tree, growth, and snake is kind of rebirth, and same thing for butterfly, you can kind of understand these symbols when you see them in your dreams. So you don't have to really rely on Google. You can understand the symbols when you see them in your day-to-day, because you have to really rely on Google. You can become Google, because we are, at the end of the day, the computers. But we can learn the symbols ourselves through, this is a great tool, I think. It's called The Book of Symbols, Reflections on Archetype Images by Taschen, Taschen. Again, I'll put the book in the description. I'm writing it down so I remember. It'll be so much. But yeah, and the more you get into the symbols and understand what the symbols mean, you can delineate and understand the connections yourself. Because the more you, it was like a repeating, like it's a repetition. The more you repeat and you understand them, and they're coming up, they act as messages and guides to push you further on your journey to growth. And last but not least, I just wanted to mention tarot, because in tarot you see symbols, but this is for like more of my advanced, I say advanced, those who kind of already are into tarot, or have some background knowledge of the symbols. But again, you don't have to be advanced to do this. You can be just a beginner and pull a card of the day is a good way for my beginner tarot enthusiasts to understand the symbols. But a good way is, of course, that book. But yeah, as more you see the symbols, the more you understand, and you get the card of the day, you interpret it, maybe write it down, your interpretation, and you see how the day unfolds. And the more you pull that same card, is the more you can make connections to that card and how your day went. So yeah, keep it even a tarot journal. At the beginning, I did. Don't have no shame. People be like, my God, I never needed a guidebook. Oh my God, I never needed to write nothing down. Spirit always been talking to me. That's great for you. But for those who are really out here as students and really trying to just get better in this, like one day we'll all be there. That's a great place to be. But for now, as you develop your intuition and your trust, I feel like it's always good to keep a little book as you pull out your cards and you delineate or connect or break down the messages, so you can get an understanding what the cards are saying. So that's just another way to understand and play with the message and spirit, what they're guiding you, and understanding symbols as all. And if you don't understand symbols, you can always join my tarot boot camp. I'll be leaving that in the description box, so you guys who are interested in understanding tarot, the signs, the symbols, the meanings. I give my favorite tarot spreads, my favorite tarot cards. I'm giving how you understand, the symbols, the meanings, just all that, so you can be very confident in your tarot journey. You can, again, join my class, my tarot boot camp. Yes. And those who want a reading, I'm giving 15 free readings for my first tarot clients who are interested in reading, who has questions. It can be career, love. Write down your questions, send them to me in my email. You can check that out. Yeah, just let me know. Hit me up in my email if you're interested, or write a comment down here so that I can get in contact with you and we can get this reading on and going, because I'm not new to reading tarot, because I always have been reading tarot for like the last couple years around COVID, so I'll say it's been a while, but I am new to reading to. I have read to my friends here and there, but as far as trying to be consistent in it and reading to kind of like outsiders, even though I have read to some outsiders as well, but it's kind of like a consistent thing I'm trying to develop. Yes, I will be doing free just so I can get myself out there, and yeah, to practice, to get better. So yes, if you're interested in a tarot reading, don't be scared. Just because it's free ain't gonna be bougie and, you know, ghetto. It's gonna be a nice developed reading, because I really am trying to get myself out there and build that tarot energy within me. Yeah, so you can join that. Yes, at a tarot boot camp. And yeah, I also have my master healing class for those who are trying to heal and transform, healing through like their past trauma, who are really trying to manifest, who are really trying to get rid of what no longer is serving them, blockages, karmic cycles, things that just keep, patterns that just keep happening and it's so hard to get out of. I know we have those moments, but I have done this, and I really think that you guys should join this master healing one-to-one session if you're really trying to really manifest and elevate into your highest and greatest version of yourself. So please join that master healing session. Yeah, so if you like this video or not, but if you did, please give this video a like, hit that subscription bell so you can get upcoming videos, as I am posting. I ain't trying to post, I am posting every day, so you can stay in tune to the new videos to come forth, because there will be a lot of treats at retreats, okay? But yes, I hope you guys were able to get something from this video. If not, it's okay. We have tomorrow. Share this with someone who can learn or take in, not relearn, but I always say we're relearning, right? Because we already know these stuff. We just have to relearn them. So share this with someone who can relearn how to transform themselves through symbols. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.